Hey there, guys. Hope you're doing okay today. Um, Today's video is going to be talking about influence from the, I would say, old school LGBT community movement versus the kind of like late new school. So, as you can kind of tell from my channel, that I'm very, even though I don't let it define me 100%, I am very passionate about, you know, humanitarian rights, but because I am gay, I do focus on LGBT rights, genuine rights that are equal amount to, like, straight rights and all that. So, I would say overall, I like a lot of genres of movies and music, but I do like the kind of early 2000s and 90s style stuff because it was the time when I was either born or growing up. So it has that whole nostalgia thing. And today I wanted to talk about basically the top three influential LGBT themed shows or people that I think moved people or moved the community in a positive light. And basically, I'm not saying that this is everyone else's, this is just my personal one. So, my first one was, of course, Ellen DeGeneres. And a lot of people mention her, so this might seemed like I was gonna say this, but the reason why I've always liked Ellen was because she came out in a time when it was mid early 90s where AIDS and HIV kind of became a thing, and it was like a big scaremongering kind of thing. So it made people that would be willing to hear the average gay guy or gay girl out to kind of being judgmental towards us because of that one illness. So she came out in that time, but she was very humble within that one interview that she did with Oprah, which was her coming out video. She was very humble. She didn't want to cause drama with everyone. She was just like, I feel like being gay is okay, and if you don't, that's fine. And she basically just talked about her story. And, every gay guy or girl will know that in every decade there is this almost non-spoken and spoken code to basically hint that you might be gay to see other people's reaction, but then there is a way to retract it. So when I was in school, I know this might sound shitty, but it was the norm. If you were gay, whether you were a guy or a girl, coming out as bisexual was like a stepping stone to see how people would react. That's not to say that actual bi people don't exist, because they very much do, but because I went through that myself, I do know that some people do use it as a stepping stone, especially if they're around about my age. So when you watch the interview with Ellen and Oprah, she says, well, I feel more attracted to the spirit than the sex. So that was code for, I feel like it shouldn't matter if I'm gay, I'm attracted to the spirit kind of thing. So that is like the old version of I'm bisexual, basically. It was their stepping stone. And if you watch a lot of documentaries, or if you ask someone who grew up in maybe in the 80s and the 90s, they would say that they most likely would have come out as saying, well, I'm attracted to the person, I'm attracted to the spirit and not the sex. It was their stepping stone. So So that's why I always liked that interview and what Ellen did, because she was non-judgmental. She let people believe what they want. She spoke her truth, and she was just very non-blasé about it. So Ellen's obviously one, and Will and Grace, the TV show, is another. So I personally love Will and Grace. I think it's hilarious. I think that the acting's superb, and I think that the way that they got all the different personalities to bond is really natural. So, Will and Grace was really popular, and the reason why I think it's very um, positive and very influential as kind of like a gay show was because Will and Grace was the first popular mainstream show that was LGBT influenced and had that storyline for the straight crowd. There have been like TV shows or movies that did have like a gay storyline or a trans storyline, but it wasn't for mainstream media, or if it was, they would tell them to basically be like the ultimate negative stereotype. But Will and Grace was the first positive stereotype and representation that was mainstream for the straight crowd. And they made it funny, just like Friends is, so people could laugh about it. Like, I've heard loads of people on YouTube, also in real life, say that they would watch Will and Grace with their family to come out to them and also introduce them to the community to see that we're not as bad. One of the things that I think is really good about Will and Grace is that they show two sides of the gay male spectrum. So you've got the ultimate gay stereotype, which is Jack, which is the most kind of flamboyantness guy that you'd meet, and he's very extroverted, quite selfish, loves attention, loves drama, loves acting. Basically, the ultimate 90s and 80s gay stereotype that you'd meet is Jack. And then you've got someone who is Will, who is still camp, still that gay stereotype, but nowhere near as much as Jack. And he's a romantic as well, where Jack isn't as much as Will. So he is more, suppose you would call it straight passing compared to Jack. So people could relate to Will, but also and feel like it's not too. It was a great mix of gay culture for the straight crowd, like, and I think that's why I love it, and also just the fact that it is funny. And then my third one is Queer Eye for the Straight Guy. So originally, Queer Eye for the Straight Guy came out, I think, in 2003, but then they did a reboot. So I have watched some of the reboot, but I have watched more of the original, because even though I've got nothing against the reboot, and I think that the way that they've done the reboot is good, and I do like the guys. I personally like to watch things where I like to watch older things and see things progress in society than to see us already progressed, if that makes sense. So in 2003, they were fighting for acceptance and tolerance, and I just loved the whole message of making straight people's lives better and getting gay guys to do it, because I truly believe if you get a gay guy to make your life better because of fashion, because of interior design, because of culture, because of food and wine, and because of all of the five, then you can't really say that they are bad people, or I suppose they could still say it's a sin if they're religious and if they think that, but they wouldn't say it in that same, like, judgmental view, because if you've helped to make your life better, whether it's through proposing to your significant other or making your entire life or house better, then you can't really hold that same judgment or that same hatred. So they truly made lives better, and to me, that is what gay magic and gay power should be about: speaking our truth, fighting for equality and having equality, and making, if you're into gay advocacy, then making people's lives better and opening up to the lives of what we had to deal with to what we deal with now. So I just wanted to explain that, guys. If you like this video, please comment down below. If you have like different ones, or if you don't have any and you want to know about more about my stuff, comment down below. If you like the video, give it a like, subscribe, and I love you guys.